Good morning, guys. Good morning. Confirm you can hear me loud and clear. You're welcome to today's live stream. Confirm you can hear me loud and clear. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're connecting from. Mr. Jimo, good morning. How are you doing? Confirm you can hear me loud and clear. How's been trading? How's it been? How's it been, Mr. Jimo? Confirm you can hear me loud and clear. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Please respond if you can hear me. Just drop yes in the comment section. Drop yes in the comment section if you can hear me loud and clear. So I believe you can hear me. So let's go straight to business. Okay, so we'll start by looking at the fundamentals for today. Let's look at the fundamentals for today. I don't think there are any major news for the market today. There are no major news. Confirm you can see my screen. Confirm you can see my screen. Because today is Tuesday, October 28th, and as you can see, there are no major news for today's market. You can see that there are no major news for today's market. Okay, so just go straight to the chart. If you have any question or any pair you'd want me to analyze, let me know in the comment section. If you have any question or any pair you want me to analyze, let me know in the comment section. Trump, Japan has placed orders for US military equipment. Trump emphasizes that the relationship will be stronger than ever. Trump describes US to Japan trade deal as a highly fair agreement. Could that be the reason why the dollar is bullish? Could that be the reason why the dollar is bullish? That could be the reason. The market recently is fundamentally driven. It's fundamentally driven at the moment. But that does not stop you from making money as a technical trader. You just have to know what you're doing. That doesn't stop you from making money as a technical trader. Okay? GBP USD. Okay, we'll look at it in a few minutes. We'll look at it. GBP USD. We'll definitely analyze GBP USD. Okay, so let's go straight to the charts. So we'll start by analyzing the XY. Let's know the strength for the dollar. Before we look at GBP USD, let's know the strength for the dollar. Okay, let's know the strength of the trend for dollar. Okay, so dollar has been bullish. Let's start with the daily time frame. Okay, yesterday was strongly bearish. Yesterday was strongly bearish, and today, at the early hours of the day, dollar was bearish, but at the moment it is bullish. At the early hours of the day, dollar was bearish, but at the moment it is bullish. And like I shared with you guys yesterday, based on the pattern we have on the daily time frame, this pattern, this fair value gap, I believe the dollar is still bearish. Okay, I believe the dollar is still bearish. You can see price pulled back at this point to fill this fair value gap. Can you see this? Price has pulled back to fill this fair value gap it's created here. Now, after filling this fair value gap, it created a new fair value gap here. You can see, and price has pulled back to fill that fair value gap. So there is a high probability that GBP USD would be bearish this week. There is a high probability GBP USD would be bearish. Now, after the formation of yesterday candle, it's most likely it created a fair value gap. Okay, let's see. Probably it created a fair value gap on a lower time frame, and that could be the reason for the current retracement. Okay, that could be the reason for the current retracement. Let's go to 4 hour and see. Okay, on 4 hour, let's go to 1 hour. So you can see there's a gap here that was created. You can see this gap here. Can you see this gap here? That could be the reason for the current retracement, this fair value gap here. Okay, this could be one of the reasons for the retracement we're seeing in the market right now. This also could be the reason for that retracement. You can see we had a breakout from this support here. You can see we had a breakout from this support. So this could be the reasons for the current retracement. This supply zone, support zone supply, and this fair value gap. So you can see. So that could be the reason. Now, price has tested this broken support zone resistance. So it could start dropping from that. Dollar could start dropping from that zone. You can see. So depending on the candlestick pattern that forms after price fills this gap or this gap, okay, that's what will determine if dollar will be bearish today. Okay, the candlestick pattern that forms after price fills this demand zone, supply zone, or this fair value gap. Okay, that is where you should be looking for your sales. My bias on the dollar still remains bearish. It still remains bearish. I hope that is clear. I hope that is clear. Let's look at yen basket. Please give the video a thumbs up if you haven't done that. Give it a thumbs up if you haven't done that. Yen basket. Yen has been bullish, strongly bullish. Like I told you guys yesterday, that I would love to see yen pull back to a premium area. Okay, I told you guys I would love to see yen pull back to a premium area before going bearish, and I think that's what is playing out on yen at the moment. Okay, so we had this fair value gap here. Okay, let's see if it has filled this fair value gap. Okay, it has not filled it completely. So that could be the reason for the retracement. You can see this retracement. Okay, this fair value gap could be the reason. And you can see this fair value gap is in confluence with this broken support zone resistance. So this would be a very good area to consider selling. Okay, this is 4 hour. So let's see the pattern we have on 1 hour. Let's see. I think GJ is getting set for sell. GJ is getting set for sell. Let's see 15 minutes. Okay, so we had a bearish, this is a bearish pattern on 15 minutes. Let's see 5 minutes. Okay, 15 minutes and 5 minutes set for sell. Okay, set for sell. So my bias for yen today is bearish. My bias for yen today is bearish. I'm looking for opportunity to sell yen today. If the current 1 hour candle closes bearish, I will look for opportunity to sell. I will look for opportunity to sell. If 1 hour candle closes bearish, I will look for opportunity to sell the yen. Okay, and if I'm selling the yen, my target will be this fair value gap here, which is at a discount area, will be my target for yen. Okay, so my bias for yen is bearish. Also for the dollar, my bias is bearish. Okay, for yen and dollar, my bias is bearish. Okay, let's look at currency pairs, GBP USD. If you have any question or pair you want me to analyze, let me know in the comment section. Yeah, we'll analyze GBP USD in a few minutes. Dollar, I said dollar, my bias for the dollar today is bearish. Okay, it is bearish. So I'll be looking for buy opportunity on pairs that have dollar as the counter. Pairs that have dollar as the counter, I'll be looking for buys. Pairs that have dollar as the base, I'll be looking for sells. Okay. Okay, so we apply a Fibonacci from this swing low to this swing high. Price is currently at a discount area, and I think at this discount area we had this fair value gap, right? You can see this fair value gap we had on 1 hour time frame. You can see. So I think this could be the reason for the retracement. Okay, so if price fills this fair value gap, I'll look for buy opportunity, and if I'm buying, like take profit will be, this will be my first target, this fair value gap, which is at a premium area. That will be my first target for GBP USD. Okay, so that's my take on GBP USD. Let's start with yesterday. Yesterday candle closed bullish. Yesterday closed bullish, and when the market opened today, it bought before it started selling. It bought before it started selling. Okay, bought before it started selling. So we apply our Fibonacci on, this was Friday candle, this candle that looks like a spinning bottom. If we apply our Fibonacci on that candle, you can see that price is currently at a discount area. Price is currently at a discount area. Is currently at a discount area. So I'm looking for buy. Okay, so if the current 4-hour candle closes bullish, this candle will close by 2. By 2. If it closes bullish, I'll look for buy, or 1-hour candle closes bullish, I'll look for buy. If 1-hour candle closes bullish, I'll look for buy. My stop loss will be few pips below the low of this candle. My stop loss will be 10, 15 pips below the low of this candle. So that's my take on GBP USD for today's market. Okay, that's for today's market. Okay, let's look at Euro USD. If you have any question or pair you want me to analyze, please let me know in the comments. Let's start with the daily. Okay, so on the daily, I'm just going to use resistance and support on this daily time frame. Now, yesterday candle closed bullish. It closed bullish, and after the close of yesterday candle, let's identify the resistance area on 4-hour and 1-hour time frame. So yesterday, this was the resistance for yesterday market. This was the resistance for yesterday market on the 4-hour time frame. Let's go back to 1 hour. Okay, let's go back to 1 hour. Like I've always advised, if you're trading with support and resistance, you should always work with at least 2 time frames. At least 2 time frames. Identify resistance on both time frames so that you will have what we call a zone. Okay, you have a zone. Don't just identify resistance and support on using just one time frame. You should work with at least 2 time frames. Okay, well, so this was the resistance on 1 hour for yesterday market. Okay, and you can see the market is trading above that zone. That tells me that the demand is higher than supply. And you see that the market is trading above that zone. Now, this could be a retracement to retest this broken resistance turn support. Can you see that? This could be a retest, a break and retest, a break and retest. And at this point also, you can see we had a fair value gap here. Can you see we had a fair value gap here? I believe you can see the fair value gap. And there was an attempt to fill this gap at this point. Okay, they actually filled this gap. This was early hours of the day. They actually filled this gap, and you can see price had to retrace back because at this point, after this breakout, most retail traders would have executed buy. After this breakout, most retail traders have executed buy, and their stop losses, most would have set their stop loss using the low of this candle. And I think what they did this morning was to sweep the liquidity that is residing at this low. Stop losses residing at this low. Okay, I think that's what they've achieved with this candle. So if 1 hour candle closes above this zone, I think it will be best to risk buying Euro USD. It will be best to risk buying Euro USD if 1 hour candle closes above this zone. That's my take on Euro USD. I am bullish on Euro USD. Bullish on Euro USD, bullish on GBP USD. Good morning, Mr. Joseph. What other pair do you want me to analyze? Let me know in the comment section. Let's look at GBP JPY. I'm looking for buy pattern on GBP JPY. I'm looking for buy pattern on GBP JPY. I almost took a buy after the formation of these dojis, these spinning bottoms, this inverted hammer. But you know, when you have a spinning bottom, this is a bearish spinning bottom, you are advised to wait for the next candle to close bullish. You're advised to wait for the next candle to close bullish before you buy. So since the next candle, the candles that formed after this first doji didn't close bullish, I didn't take the trade. I didn't take the trade because the next candle didn't close bullish. You can see it got invalidated after the market broke out from the low of this spinning bottom. So I'm looking for opportunity to buy. Okay, so let's start with the daily time frame. You can see yesterday candle closed as a shooting star. It closed as a shooting star, which indicates change in trend from bullish to bearish. You see the reason why GJ has been selling. See why it's been selling. We had a shooting star, and this shooting star formed at a premium area. If you have ownership from this swing high to this swing low, you can see that price pulled back to a premium area. Can you see that? Can you see that price pulled back to a premium area? If you want to know more about how I use this Fibonacci tool, okay, to identify premium and discount, I would employ that you get my course, my Forex trading course, okay? You will learn everything, all the tools that I use, some of the ICT concept that I use, fair value gap, liquidity sweep and all that. You get to know more about it when you get the course, okay? So price has pulled back to premium, formed a shooting star, and they started selling. Okay, started selling. And I think if you apply your Fibonacci from this swing low to this swing high, I think price is at discount right now, right? You can see from this swing low to this swing high, price is currently at a discount area. Can you see that? Can you see that? It's below equilibrium at the moment. So you should be looking for buy opportunity, and I think if fair value gap was created at this point, let's see. Probably a fair value gap was created here. Let's see. Do we have a fair value gap here? should be a fair value gap. It should be a fair value gap. Let's confirm that. Let's confirm that. Okay, so we had this fair value gap here. Let's see, we had this fair value gap. Okay, we had this fair value gap. Okay, got filled at this point, created a low here. This low, they might want to come use this low as liquidity. Let's see where prices at the moment. They might want to come and sweep this low because most retail traders have executed buy apart from this resistance and this engulfing candle. Most retail traders would have bought and their stop losses will be residing at this low. So let's see where prices at the moment. Okay, cool. You can see now. You can see. So if 15 minutes breaks out from this zone, if 15 minutes breaks out from this zone, you can see the pattern we have on 15 minutes time frame. Can you see that? If 15 minutes closes above that zone, I think it will be wise to risk buying greater than £10 yen. Greater than £10 yen. You could buy it. You could buy it and you could set your stop loss, your TP. You could use this high as your TP, this high, and your stop loss set it at least 20 pips below the low of this candle, 20 pips below the low of this candle. So just patiently wait for 1 hour candle to close. If 1 hour candle closes bullish above that zone, then you should look for buy. Please give the video a thumbs up if you haven't done that. Give the video a thumbs up. Give the video a thumbs up if you haven't done that. Yes, my bias for dollar is bearish. My bias for dollar is bearish. Yeah, Mr. Joseph. My bias for dollar is bearish. Okay, so that's my take on GJ. Let's see gold. If there's any pair you want me to analyze, let me know in the comment section. Demax, good morning. Good morning, Demax. Gold. Gold has been strongly bearish. Gold has been strongly bearish. Okay, gold has been strongly bearish. Yesterday was bearish. Okay, today also it has been bearish. Now gold is at a discount. At a discount. And at this discount, we have this fair value gap. Let's see how traders will react to gold. Let's see traders' reaction at this zone. Let's see how they'll react. Let's see if it will respect this fair value gap. Let's see. They will still have a lot of fair value gaps below this one. So gold has been bearish, and I think it is still bearish. You can't buy gold now, though I'm looking for opportunity to buy, but I can't see my pattern on the charts at the moment. I can't see my pattern on the chart. It is still strongly bearish. Gold is still strongly bearish. I think I will have to wait for today's candle to close or 4-hour candle. If a 4-hour candle closes as a bullish reversal pattern, if a bullish reversal pattern closes on a 4-hour time frame, I will look for opportunity to buy hammer or spinning bottom, hammer or spinning bottom or engulfing candle. If that forms on a 4-hour time frame, then I'll look for opportunity to buy gold. But right now, gold is still bearish. Gold is still bearish. Gold is still bearish. Good morning, Mr. Godswill. Gold is still bearish. Okay, let's look at Euro JPY. Euro JPY, let's start with the daily time frame. Also, Euro JPY has been bearish. Yesterday candle closed as a spinning top. It closed as a spinning top, which indicates change in trend, though a bullish spinning top. Let's see the pattern we had on 4-hour. So on 4-hour, you can see we had what looks like it's a bearish reversal pattern. We had what looks like a shooting star, and the next candle also closed as a shooting star, a bearish shooting star. You can see the reason. You can see the reason for the sell. You can see the reason for the sell. You can see. So that's a sell. Now you cannot sell from the current market price. This is where you should have sold. This would have been the best entry. So if you have missed selling from this point, I don't think it would be wise to sell from the current market price. If you want to sell, it's best to wait for price to pull back to this fair value gap before you consider selling. Okay. So the previous 4-hour candle, as you can see, closed as an inverted hammer. And if you go to your left, you go left, you would see we have, let's see if it has filled this fair value gap. Can you see this fair value gap? So it has filled this fair value gap. So you should be looking for buys. Okay. If you are buying, let's say candle 1-hour candle closes above this zone, you could look for buys and set your stop loss few pips below this low of this candle. Okay, you set your stop loss few pips below the low of this candle. So my bias for EJ at the moment is bullish. My bias for EJ at the moment is bullish. Bullish. Okay, you could wait for price to break this resistance. Okay, you could wait for 15 minutes or 1 hour to close above this resistance before you buy. Okay, so that's my take on EJ. I'd rather take a buy trade on EJ than selling. If you have any question, let me know, let me know, let me know, let me know, let me know. Which other pair do you want me to analyze? Let me know. Any question? Is there any other pair you want me to analyze? If you have any question, let me know. Is there any other pair you want me to analyze? AU, okay, Mr. Emmanuel, AU. Once you've known the trend for dollar, once you've known the trend of dollar, you shouldn't have any issues identifying the direction on pairs that have dollar as the counter. That's the major currency pairs. You shouldn't have an issue identifying the trend on those pairs. But let's just look at it, Australian dollar, USD. All you need to analyze to know the trend of major currency pairs, the dollar index. That's all. If you can identify the trend on dollar index, you know what trade to take on the major currency pairs. Okay, let's start with daily. Yesterday was strongly bullish. Yesterday was strongly bullish. Now, after the close of yesterday candle, what pattern do we have on 4-hour? Okay, so we had this on 4-hour. We had this fair value gap. Okay, so they might want to fill this fair value gap before going bullish. Okay, they might want to fill this gap before going bullish. Let's see 1-hour time frame. So yesterday we had our resistance here for our on 1 hour, sorry, 1 hour. We had our resistance zone here on 1 hour yesterday. This was our resistance zone. And today the market broke out from that zone. There was a breakout from that zone, and you can see price has pulled back. Most likely it wants to come and fill this fair value gap it created here before going bullish. Okay, so my bias on AU is buy. My bias is buy. My bias is buy. You could look for buy if 1 hour closes above this resistance. You could look for buy above that level. You could look for buy above that level. Shooting star is the same thing as inverted hammer. Shooting star is the same thing as inverted hammer, but it is called a shooting star because it forms in an upward trend. When an inverted hammer forms in a bullish trend, it is called a shooting star. It's the same pattern. It's the same pattern. But because of where it forms, that's why it's given a different name. I hope that is clear, Mr. Jimo. So that will be all for today's session. If there are no questions, I appreciate every one of you for your participation. Mr. Jimo, Mr. Joseph, Mr. Godswill, Mr. Max, Mr. Emmanuel. I appreciate you all for your participation, and I wish you all a profitable trading day. If you are yet to get my trading course, please do, especially if you're new to trading. If you're new to trading, you need to learn the basics. You need to learn the basics. And in that course, I didn't just teach the basics. I also shared my strategy, what I use in analyzing the market, okay, the different tools. And when you get the course, you have access to a mentorship program. You'll be added to a private WhatsApp group, okay? And in that WhatsApp group, we do meet at least 3 times in a week, and all your trading questions will be attended during the live sessions we do have on Zoom, okay? And if there's any update, as you know, the market is dynamic and we keep updating the system. Yeah, we keep updating the system. That is why you have to be in the group. You have to be in the mentorship group so that when there's an update, you get informed. You get informed. The market is dynamic, so you need to be sometimes modifying, changing, tweaking some things on your strategy. It could be risk management, it could be your entry, it could be your exit. You have to keep updating. You have to keep updating. Okay. If you're interested, you can find the link in the description space. The link is in the description space. You'll see a seller link, or you can send me a message on WhatsApp. Just DM me on WhatsApp so that I can send my bank details if you don't want to pay via seller. Okay, so that'll be it for today's session. I wish you all a great day. Bye for now.